now for Beyond These Cars. And remember, as I said, you can engage us on our social media handles at KTNUSKE, at Grace Korea KE. I'll be happy to sample your feedback, your questions, your comments. To my guest who is already with me in studio, Faith Kilonzo. Thank you so much for joining us, Faith. We do appreciate. She'll be sharing her story with us, her journey with us. She lost her sight in the year 2006 when she was in class 6 as a result of meningitis. But I'd like us to get more of that, or all of that, hopefully, from her. So Faith, karibu sana. I want us to start from, where it all began. Just take us through from when you were born, how the journey has been.
Okay, thank you. My name is Faith Kilonzo. I was born on August 14th, 1994. I'm the fourth born daughter,
yes,
of 7 girls.
Yes. Wow, it's a huge family.
And yeah, I schooled in Nairobi. I started school in the year 1999.
Yes.
All through to the year 2011, where I cleared my primary education.
Yes.
Then after I went in and did my high school education, though from home. And yeah, yes, that's me. I'm also visually impaired.
Yes.
Looking at me, you cannot tell,
you can't
but
tell. Yes, that's true. I
yes,
agree.
though I'm totally blind. Yeah, and I thank God for the far He's brought me.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay. So you shared your story a little bit with me, during the break, and before what happened in 2006, there's something that happened in 2001, right?
Yeah.
I'd like you to take us through that.
Wow. So in the year 2001, I lost my mother. And I remember she was a really great pillar in our lives, as also because I lost her at the age of 5. So I remember she always used to be there. She used to take us to church. I remember there's no day personally for me I could say I didn't come home and not find mom.
Yeah.
So after her death, many things had to change. But I also thank God for my dad who stepped in and took care of us. By the time mom was dying, I had not learned even how to wash myself, how to do many things.
Yes.
But I thank God for grace, because he gave my dad that kind of grace to help us through those times. And my dad personally is the one who helped me do very many things at that age. And so when the time was right, he let me sail off. Yeah.
Okay, so you were 5 years old when you lost your mom.
Yeah.
And we're sorry for that. But then how was, as you said, 5 years, I'm assuming you didn't even know how to do most of the things that you can do now. You even said you didn't know how to, bath, shower. So how did that affect you, growing up, and probably some of your classmates have, both parents. How was it for you as a child?
It was hard, because for me, I remember many of those, because I'm the fourth born, so those who were older than me were in boarding. So for me, mom was always there.
Yes.
So I was used to mom. So when she passed on, it was quite tough to adjust to now the fact that mom is not there.
Yes.
And like I said, the gap was big, but I didn't also feel like I was missing so much.
Yes.
Because my dad really stepped in.
Wow.
He came, I think he took some time also away from work to just teach me how to wash myself, how to clean. And also he ensured, even if he wasn't there and he was at work, he ensured that I would learn things like how to iron, how to wash clothes. So that was also how I was able to go through it.
Sure. And it's a good thing that dad actually stepped in and performed both roles, right? Okay, so take us through what happened after that.
So after mom's death, it was around after mom's death, let's say after 5 years, because that was in 2001. So in the year 2006, I then now I fell ill. due to meningitis. And I remember it wasn't easy because even my healing process took like let's say 2 years.
Yes.
So I remember it was in the year 2006 August, where I started just feeling lazy. I was eating, yes, but my weight was decreasing.
Yeah.
And then also I remember also that my vision,
Yes.
I would see like spots,
Yes.
and then it would disappear and come back the normal sight. Yeah. So after that, I remember going to my shosho's place.
Yes.
Because I needed to tell her that I'm not feeling well. And for some reason, I think she also sensed. So when I was going to my shags, now on the third day when I was there, I started now throwing up. It got worse. So I was rushed back to Nairobi. I went to Nairobi hospital. I was admitted for 1 week. Nothing was found. So that 1 week, I go home. I remember it was on a Saturday. That's like after 1 week, I was discharged on a Saturday. And on a Tuesday, I was to go back. On Tuesday, I was to go back for a review at 5 p.m. So I remember on that Tuesday, at around 1, 2, I just called out, "Dad!" And I fell down and I started having convulsions. It was like really bad because even the black thing in my eye was not there.
The purple, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
I had also peed on myself. It was like really bad.
Yeah.
So when I was coming back to consciousness, I remember the house help asking. No, I remember my dad walking down and coming. He was going and coming back along the corridor, asking, "Mwana Newadhi, the child has she gone? Has the child gone?" He thought that I had died.
Yeah.
Because himself, after my illness, he had said he had never seen anything like that in his whole life.
Yeah.
So he was also in shock. So again, I remember being taken to hospital. The last thing I remember of that is that I was in the car, but I also passed out. So when I was waking up, I woke up I found myself in the emergency room. My whole family was there. So after that's when things started thickening for me. Because I remember it was September. So September, it was in August. August, September, October. Those 3 months were very hard because I remember I was weighing 35 kgs. I went down to 14 kgs. I remember that time I also suffered a stroke. My whole left side, I suffered a stroke.
Yes.
And I remember it was just so hard. So I really, really fought.
Yes.
I fought, and I remember just this one thing. After I fought, now, okay, let me take you back a bit.
It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's okay.
After Mom died, I remember waking up every Saturday at 8 o'clock to watch Pastor Nganga. So he would perform all these miracles, and I'm like, wow, you mean God can do this? So, and then with also the foundation that Mom had laid out of going to church and cry and Jesus, at least there was that foundation.
Yeah.
So now when I was very sick it was now in 2006, I just remember because I had fought, my body had failed me. Now it's just the willpower, but my body has failed.
Yeah.
So I remember just telling God, I know that I can die because I saw Mom pass on, And then I remember telling also God, I know also what you can do. But I'm not going to ask for any. I won't ask you to do. I told him I'm going to leave all things in your will. You do your will. But this is what I ask for. I ask that I don't die. But I didn't make it like, God, I want to live. It's by force.
Yes.
No.
His will.
It was his will.
Yes.
So if I die, if I live, it's okay. But I just told him I don't want. So in my heart, I was at peace with whatever was going to happen. So after that, I remember going, I don't know if it was a mild coma. So when I was in that coma, I saw like I was in a hall standing, and it was so bright, so beautiful. On this side there were angels, and on this side there were angels. And in the middle a voice spoke and said, Faith, I will heal you. You will regain your health, strength, and you will go back to school.
Wow.
Then,
Wow.
then after that, I saw sparks of glitters like all over, a shower of it. Then I woke up only to be told I was in that state for 5 days. And that vision just took like a minute.
Wow.
Yeah.
For 5 days.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So after that, even, like, to God it's an instant thing.
Yes. Yes.
But to us it also takes some time before we see it come to pass.
The manifestation of it. Yeah.
Because if you see then the stories that are in the Bible with Abraham and Sarah, they were promised, but Isaac came after even 20 years. So for me, the healing process also it also took time.
Yeah.
I remember still in the year 2007, it was up and down, going to hospitals, going out and in and out. And here is God saying, I have healed you.
Yeah.
But now the healing is not yet been seen. So in the year 2000, I can't even remember my whole 2007. I only remember I was still not well.
Yes.
But I remember, funnily, every Christmas, even in the year 2006, in the year 2007, I used to be home for Christmas. So for me, I took it as a sign to show that at least I'm not badly off.
Sure.
At least God is doing something. As a child, at least there was that hope. So that was the year 2006, 7. Now in the year 2008 is when now I can say I started also my health. I started gaining weight. I started gaining weight until now it was a complaint. So
wow.
I mean, God just increased and increased me in an amazing way. Because when before even falling ill, I used to be a slim girl. So when I increased in weight, no one could even believe I could become this huge. So I can say for me, in the year 2008 is when I started healing, gaining weight. At least I was not so much in hospital. I still had the conversions because of the meningitis. But in the so now in the year 2008 I also joined rehabilitation, where I was taught how to use a braille, and I learned braille. So in the year 2009 is when I joined school, an integrated school, Kilimani. So from there I went on with my education, and in the year 2009, December, I remember getting a conversion, an on and off conversion for around 30 minutes. And I can tell you conversions are no joke. It's really uncomfortable. So for me, I remember those 30 minutes, I really panicked because it was something I've never experienced. They used to come like for 2-3 minutes, they're gone. But for 30 minutes on and off, I really panicked. But that was the beginning and the end of them, of the conversions. And ever since God has healed me, the last time I can say I was in hospital, and maybe it's just the kawaida illness, the one you find you've been admitted, but I can say God has really fought for me. Today I'm very healthy.
I can say that. I thank God for that.
Today I'm very healthy. I can do very many things. I thank God also for not taking things for granted. When I had the chance to learn, even with sight, I took that chance and I made good use of it. I perfected whatever it was I was being taught. So even when I lost my sight, it was not so hard to adjust. I knew how to cook. I can cook. Today I can cook even chapati.
Wow.
Yes. So I can clean, you know, I can wash myself, I can wash my clothes. Like when you called me and invited me here, I just asked, how do I come? And I came. No one brought me. And I have no sight completely. And this is not also something I was taught. I just said I'll take it up as a challenge. And I'll teach myself how to move about. Okay,
Faith, before we move on, I want to take you a little bit back to when you lost your sight, and you've told us about, you know, how God told you he'd heal you, and how, you know, the last time you even got the convulsions. But now I want to know, you were still a child. You were actually in class 6, right? That was in 2006. So before you sort of got used to the state that you're in now, how was it for you adapting to, you know, this new life of not being able to see, not being able to do the things that you used to do?
Wow. I can say it was a new world for me. Because this is where you discover, kumbe, now your friends are no longer your friends. Because they also find it hard to cope. Because now they're wondering, how do we even communicate with you? And you know, at that age, also, your friends are not also that mature to understand how to handle you.
It's true. You're still children, practically.
So many things changed. I was in a private school. Now here I am. It's an integrated school. It's a good facility. I can't complain. But you know, that adjusting to it was like really hard. But I can say that God just, after that vision, or let me say, once the glitters were raining or showering me, God also just poured in his peace, his understanding, his grace. So even when I lost my sight, I was not even concerned. Those whom were concerned were my family. Now mtoto atakuaje? You know, there were many questions. But for me, I was the one encouraging them. Imagine. I said, as long as the heart is beating, then let us not worry. These other things, it is okay.
I love your spirit.
So I mean, God just also used to encourage me. Even when I would feel down, I would say God had a way of talking to me. I think at that point is when I used to sing the most. Wow, I used to sing the most. I used to love singing a song, because I remember even when I was in hospital and I was still going through stuff. I used to sing, Mungu wangu, we wajua sababu, kwa nini niyapitie haya. And that song...
Well, I love your voice. I'd have joined you, but my voice is not that good.
Thank you.
Wow, you sing so well.
Thank you. I used to sing, and I don't know, that song, it just used to come. Whenever I used to have a thought or I used to feel, I used to just tell God, God, you know why. You're the only one who knows why I'm going through this. Even when I was there's this one time in the year 2009, I had a boil. And it was a boil that was let me say, inside, like on my brain. So it had to be treated. I had to be admitted. And I can say it was not also that, it was not that nice also. So I would really sing. And I was in the ward. But funnily, amazingly, also no nurse, no doctor came and told me, oh, keep quiet, you're making noise.
They loved your voice, they enjoyed it.
So I just used to sing. And I think singing also used to just make me feel at peace. That was my dwelling place when I was down. Great.
Okay, so now just take us after that, you've already told us, how it was after that, and how you got to move on, and thank God that there have been no convulsions so far. You said that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so just take us through what happened now after that.
So after that, that was in the year 2009 when I had my last conversion. I went on with school, cleared primary. Then I joined high school, but from home. Then after that, I went and did a short course, ICT, but I'm not practicing it. Currently, I'm doing a cereal business.
Yeah.
I sell cereals, so that's what I'm currently doing. Yeah.
Great.
And also, I remember when I had my sight, I used to be a swimmer. So then, after losing now my sight,
Yeah.
I used to wonder, now can people really? Okay, running I knew that people can run.
Yes.
Now swimming. So when I heard there's a coach who trains persons with disability on how to swim, I was like, oh, how do you do it? Even how will you go in a straight lane? I really asked questions just like any other normal person would. So when I went, I was taught.
Yeah.
I was taught, okay, come to the wall. You'll use the wall as your guide. You'll swim, swim, swim. When you're swimming, when you're pulling, ensure also you're tapping, also trying to reach out for the wall to know if you're going on the straight or you've gone far. So that is how I was taught. But after that, I also progressed. I progressed. Now I'm an international swimmer.
Wow.
I'm a competitive swimmer. So because of the determination also, I was able to win 4 medals.
Wow.
Yeah, 1 bronze.
Congratulations. 1 bronze. Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, 1 bronze, 100 meters backstroke. So I was able to achieve that. Yeah, and here I am.
And here you are.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, before we get to here you are, let me take you back a little bit to now when you were having your swimming lessons again, because you said you were a good swimmer before this, and there's a question you asked yourself, which I really wanted to ask. Like you said, you asked yourself, how would you do this? You don't have your sight. So how were the first days for you?
Swimming.
Yes. After you lost your sight.
Now, let me tell you, I knew I can't swim. But you see, with a person with no sight and maybe a person who has never seen, when you explain things to them, they won't be able to differentiate.
Yeah.
But me, I've ever seen. So when you tell me deep, I know what deep is. So there was this one time when I was seeing, I don't know if it is Nyayo or Kasarani, the pool was like really, the deep end was really deep. You couldn't even see the bottom.
Yeah.
So here I am, I don't have sight. I'm being told dive. I'm like, so I was trying to imagine, okay, how deep. I was really picturing all those things. I remember this one time my coach told me, now you're not going to go with the wall. I want you to come at the middle here. There's a lane rope on this side and on this side. So when you go to this side, it will also guide you. When you go to this side, it will also guide you, so you won't get lost. Now I want you to, he just told me, I don't want you to dive, I want you to jump. It was my first time to jump. I used to just go in with the rails. But now this first time he told me, I want you to jump and I want you to pull. When you jump, start swimming. I want you to pull around 10 pulls. I jumped and I froze. I didn't move because of the shock. So it was really, really scary. I can say it was very scary.
Yeah. I'm curious, Faith, your instructor, when it's a he or she?
Then
it was a
he. Yeah.
A he.
Yeah.
Had he ever, taught someone who was in like the same state that you are?
Yeah.
How was it for him interacting with you at first?
For us it was easy because one, I knew how to swim. So for him it was a plus.
Yeah.
And then again, there were also other swimmers before me. So he had the experience because he had also gone for training in South Africa to train persons with disability on how to train, on how to swim, or sports rather. So he had the experience. And me, I joined him when he started actually also training in the year 2005. So by the time I was joining him, he had done 10 years of it. Yeah.
Okay. And Faith, you've told us about your swimming career and the medals you've won, a bronze, which is really, really great, I must say. And you have an envelope with you. What's in it?
So, these are my medals.
Wow.
There are 4 of them. Maybe.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. And then, I didn't carry all my certificates, but I have one that I have one certificate which I got before I lost my sight. It's a swimming.
This is a little bit. I'll be taking a look at it, but I want our viewers to see the medals here.
Yeah. And then
Can we take a look at that?
yeah. Then these are my certificates for swimming. One that I did currently with visual impairment, and one which I did well sighted. Yeah. So the Allen Groove is the one that I did well sighted before I lost my sight.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow, this is great, I must say.
Thank you.
I love this. Did we get that? I love this. I love this, Faith, and this is really good. So, Faith, you've told us a lot about what keeps you going. And that's a question that I must ask you. What keeps you going? Because you've gone through a lot, you know, ever since the time that you lost your mom, unfortunately, lost your sight at a very young age. But what keeps Faith going?
Wow. I know this might seem kawaida, but for me, one, it's God. God is my source of being. Number 2 is everyday's challenges. I love to live in the present because this is what I have today with me right now.
Yes.
Tomorrow I can plan, but it's not guaranteed. It's not assured. So every day's challenge for me, that is what motivates me. I love to explore.
Yeah.
I love to learn new things.
Yes.
I love growth. So for me, when I find myself doing something new every day, or rather perfecting whatever it is I'm doing, that is what keeps me going.
That's what keeps you going.
Yeah, having the ability to know that I can do it. Yeah.
Wow, that's super, Faith, I must say. If there's someone who's watching you right now, Faith, and they probably haven't gone through, they're not in the situation that you are in now, but they don't feel like moving on. Probably they've given up on their dreams. Probably someone wanted to swim, but they're not doing it now. And they're not in the situation that you are in now, Faith. What will you tell them?
Me, what I can say is that if there's something I've come to learn, is that God never forsakes us. It's us who pull away from Him.
Yeah.
And whenever we pull away, I was asked, Josie, who is your role model? Who do you look up to? And I said, Christ. Someone said, yeah, of course. I know even me, it's Christ. But they were expecting Oprah, nani. But I said, you know, in the same way Michael Jackson was here and he left, that is the same way Christ was here and he left. So why shouldn't I aspire to look up to him? And me, my encouragement is, Christ is real. He has feelings just the same way we have. He is love, he is joy, he is peace. He is all those things, yeah? And whatever you're feeling, he feels it too. So maybe you're seated there wondering if at all, is this the right time for me to do this? This is where you should put on your faith.
Sure.
This is where you should put on your faith.
Yeah.
Life is never what we might think for it to be. It's a struggle, we must work our way up there. But even if there are struggles, I want to assure you that if you turn to God, you won't even find it hard.
Yes.
You won't even lose patience.
Yes.
because you'll understand that it's God's doing.
It's true.
And you'll understand that it's God who provides. So at the right time, maybe right now you are expecting something, it has not happened. Like I said, the vision was like 1 minute, but I was in that state for 5 days. My healing, God said, I'll heal you in the year 2006, but it didn't happen instantly. My conversions were still there. They ended in the year 2009. So God is still the same yesterday, today, and tomorrow.
forever,
Whatever He says, He shall keep.
He will do it.
Yeah.
Great. And I need to take your closing remarks, Faith, but just allow me to read some of the messages here from our viewers to you. Wycliffe Odhiambo says, may God bless you. That should be an amen, right? And there's one more that I need to read here. Ronnie Reagan, who says, the Lord takes care of his creatures. And He sure does, right? So I need to take your closing remarks, Faith, because I understand we need to go to some international news. But let me just get your closing remarks.
Wow.
Your parting shot. What would you like to leave our viewers with?
I'd love to say that I'd like to just say thank you for watching today. Tuning in to KTN News is not just because there's a reason. And what I can just say is that let's be each other's brothers. Let's be each other's let's support each other.
Yes.
Because that is what God is asking of us today, to be a good Samaritan to whoever, and not to give up on doing good. There's so much happening, but God is asking for us not to give up. So in the same way I'm not giving up on myself, it's the same way I would ask for you not to give up on whatever dream, whatever vision you have.
Yes.
In due time it shall come to happen.
True.
Let's just trust in God for everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Faith, I really do appreciate. I'm so grateful for you honoring our invitation and also for being a source of inspiration to our viewers today. I'm sure from some of the comments that I've read, you can get that. And, you know, there are many more, but we need to proceed. So, Faith, I really do appreciate.
Thank you.
Great. So, to international news now, and South Africa's largest opposition party, the Democratic Alliance, pledged on Saturday to forge coalitions with smaller parties, especially at the local level. On the campaign trail, Musi Maiman, the first black African to lead the center-right party, told 5,000 supporters that DA would grow jobs, protect minority rights and unite the country. South Africans vote on May 8th for the 6th time since the end of apartheid in 1994, and while an all-out victory for the ruling African National Congress is almost certain, the margin of its majority is set to drop following a decade of weak economic growth and a rise in racial tensions.
At the heart of coalition government as we build a strong center for South Africa, free from the divisions of the past. If the rights of the minorities are going to be protected, they are going to be protected by the majorities. Because our project is no longer about freedom fighting. It is about freedom protecting and enhancing.
Gaza militants fired dozens of rockets into Israel on Saturday, drawing a wave of Israeli airstrikes that killed one Palestinian gunman as hostilities flared across the border for a second day. The Israeli military said its forces had carried out attacks against more than 30 targets belonging to Hamas and the Palestinian Islamic Jihad militant group. A small armed pro-Hamas group in Gaza, the Protectors of Al-Aqsa, said one of its men was killed in an airstrike on Saturday. The escalation began on Friday when 2 Israeli soldiers were wounded by Gaza gunfire near the border.